Hello, everybody, for another Saturday Night Live Zoom. Today, it's a MFS family gathering. We don't have anybody scheduled. So let's hear from some guys out there. Let's see what's in your heads. What's going on? Share some stories. Let's, get connected more so. We got beautiful miracles happening all the time for people that stay connected. It just keeps blowing my mind all the time when I read these stories. It's just amazing. The latest one that just was Kelly's. It's just unreal. Like, she came to visit us in the summer, and man, oh man, has she put a lot of dedication to turn herself around. This is what it takes. She's been working at it for 4 or 5 years. It's just the beginning, especially when you're in a situation like with all those challenges. My goodness gracious, nobody should have to suffer with all those challenges. It's just insane, the amount of pain and suffering we see out there. It's just crazy. This is why we do what we do, folks. You got to take charge of your own health. Nobody can do it for you. Nobody can do it for me. You got to take responsibility for yourselves. Choose your path, how you want to die. You want to die through Masterfast, staying in lifestyle, or you want to die through eating? It's your choice. Because you're going to die one day.
Choose how you want to live.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go to the positive. How do you want to live? Because that's really what I don't see much out there. People, they're not enjoying life, and it's sad. Very sad to watch. And what are you going to do? This is it. We've all been conditioned for many, many years and programmed many generations, and especially the last whatever years since they started with television. When did television start being broadcasted? In the 50s or maybe earlier? It wasn't that long, but it's interesting. Now we radios. Well, I think they were starting already in the radio waves. Many ways that they can utilize and program people. The music, of course, the frequencies. They implemented the 440 hertz. International was in the 50s. And all the instruments started tuning to that after manufacturing. But so much magic is happening. This is what we want to focus on. We share the good, the bad, the ugly, and the beautiful, so we can all have a better understanding of what could happen when you change your lifestyle and choose to clean up your pipes. Because that's all we're doing. Clean up the pipes physically, emotionally, and keep things, allow things to open up and start flowing. Once that starts happening, we start seeing the magic happen, where the body mysteriously starts healing. Unexplainable in mainstream science. We misdiagnose remissions, or whatever they want to call these things. But we know how the magic happens. Everything happens at the soul level. Nothing happens without the soul. So we work on cleaning so we can have a clear connection with our own soul, and we start able to ask the proper questions, and the answers start showing up right in front of our eyes, where they've always were there, but we weren't able to see them. And this is the magic of fasting. It just brings up so much beautiful information and changes people's lives. Story after story after story. You can't keep up with. It's just awesome with everybody sharing their stories. Some people you know, they have a lot more challenges, and that's the way it is. You know, you just got to work harder and stay committed and be persistent, consistent. It'll turn around. We've seen the most extreme challenges, you know, turn around. So everything's possible. Just have the trust and the faith and continue on the line. And, you know, we keep learning. We don't have all the answers, but boy, oh boy, magic is beautiful to watch unfold. The metamorphosis that people have gone through and continue to go through. Peter Brace, so what's going on in the UK?
Yeah, it's all going good here. Yeah, there's a beautiful steady flow of interest and orders and people wanting the herbs. It's beautiful. You know, who knows where it's going to lead, but it's certainly starting to spread. More and more people are definitely coming towards us, and we've had a couple of we followed through a couple of times and gone and visited a few people. We've actually taken them their herbs.
Oh, awesome.
We went down recently to a place called Swanage, about a 3-hour drive down by the coast. So we used it to go down and we met the lady. And it was so cool to connect like that, face to face.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've had, like I said, I've had a few people come and visit me, very few, but it's nice, interesting connecting with people.
We went to another young guy. He's not fully on the masterclass system yet, but we're trying to encourage his mum actually, because he was a little bit more aligned with the Morse approach at the moment, and he's a bit on the fine edge of things. So we didn't want to kind of push him because his weight was really down, and he's a bit nervously, and I just felt that masterclass system would be a bit too much for him straight where he is now. But we told his mum about it actually, and she's probably going to order and go for it. And a little down the line, I think he's going to be going for it as well, because he's got some deep issues going on. But yeah, boy, it's a real example of he also was experiencing some really amazing subtle visual stuff going on, and he was clearly a very awake, light young man, struggling a little bit to integrate being here on this, you know, fully embodying himself here. That's what I saw and picked up that he was struggling with, and it was lovely to sort of. I think he felt very reassured by us showing up, and our presence is just so, you know, it's such a gift to each other. Brilliant, brilliant. And I'm loving actually connecting with people where we can. You know, we can't obviously visit everybody, but yeah, we take the time, or we try and take the time a little bit with each person, and wrap the herbs with love, as you guys are doing too. And you know, yeah, it's great. It's great. We feel very blessed to be part of this, and it feels very right for us.
Yeah, it's
personally, we feel like we've made a real transition recently. But we feel like we've gone up very much up to another sort of level, and really comfortable being much more empty. But it takes a while. It's amazing. You know, I thought I'd done quite a bit on myself already before I came across the masterclass system with all the Robert Morse stuff. But you know, it was very clear to me after speaking with you that, you know, I had to dig in a lot deeper to turn around the arthritis, some of the minor arthritis symptoms I was experiencing in my hands. And there's still, you know, I've still got work to do there. And I know I've got head congestion too and stuff, but it doesn't matter, you know, and just seeing the power of this system and the beautiful balance it has. So it can only really go one way.
Yeah, you know, there's infinite ways you can do it to make it fit your way and your belief into it or whatever. Like just the fasting thing is there's a lot of ignorance of fasting out there, and people are fearful of it and so on and so forth. But it's just as natural as breathing. And once you get involved and live it, things start opening up. Like we have Lisa here. She was freaking out on her first dry fast. And we guided her through, and now she's doing 3 days without any issues. So, we have the tools to make it happen. How long is it going to take? It doesn't matter. Just have the trust and faith and let it happen. Some of us will have to back off a little bit because it's just too overwhelming, and it's okay. But there's some of us that we need to push that pedal to the metal because there's time frames happening and body starts shutting down if you don't make some changes. So each one's going to have to make their own decision for that. But
yeah, it's we have to do these longer fasts as well, I think, to get these deeper results. It's so right. I know it's a bit daunting. I remember being really daunted. The idea of doing a 40-day, I've done quite a lot of 2-week stuff, juice fasts and things, but the idea of doing a proper long, and when you invited me to do the 108, and I was thinking, my goodness, am I really doing this?
This guy's crazy.
But see, the longer you do it, it does dig in exponentially deeper and deeper and deeper. So even though we're playing around at the moment with this 10-day idea and enjoying that, the last 2 months we've played doing that, and we're going to do it the same again next month. I still intend, and both of us intend, to periodically do longer, deeper fasts. You do into your body.
This is the beauty, we get into those long ones, clean out a lot of that gunk out, and then you do something like you're doing. So you're just living it, and it's easier on you, and you're being consistent and persistent, and you're just chipping away. Because once you relieve that, most of that heavy crap that we've had, 108 days is a pretty good job. It's not going to clean it all out, but it does a pretty good job, And so we can, we can chip away deeper and deeper when we're living a lifestyle. And this is the magic that we see happening. It's just amazing. Everybody's going to have to find their little niche and how they're going to be able to maintain it as a lifestyle. That's the key. Some people maybe want to do like the weekly, eating 1 or 2 days a week. Some people want to do a week on, week off. Some people may do a month on, a month off. Everybody's got to find it for them. And it may take them 2-3 years before they find something that they can be consistent with. And that's okay. We've seen a few people, jumping in, wanting to be kind of these hero things and disappear. You don't hear from them anymore. They go back to eating their old ways and start blaming everybody and their mother for everything. We've never ever taught, right from the start, day one, we always said this is a lifestyle, right from day one, because this is what I've been doing for 27 years. Fasting is part of my lifestyle, and you're not going to get very far eating. I don't care what you eat. You can eat just fruit. You're not going to get very far. You're going to plateau very quickly. After a few years, we've seen so many long-term raw vegan fruitarians go back to cooked food. Why? Why they go back? Because they haven't solved their issues and they're searching. So this is why it needs to be a lifestyle, especially in our society today and in the environment we've created. There's a lot going on out there. We're being bombarded left, right, and center from microwaves, chemtrails, or toxins in our food. It's just everywhere. The industries and frequencies, and then all this negative emotions, especially in the larger cities. I remember somebody was telling me many years ago that they had taken photographs of large cities, and they compared it to like a cancer cell. It looked very similar. So stagnation, bunch everything up. But with the knowledge we have today, we can turn around cities magically. Intermixing nature in between, beautiful. We have all the knowledge. We can do it. How do you convince everybody to go that route? Everybody's too busy and focusing on making money and whatever else. I don't know, eating instead of taking care of our Mother Earth, which gives to us freely without asking anything in return, and we keep raping it and raping her and raping her. When's it going to end? Well, we can start with ourselves, and we be the change. So we have that rippling effect, so that those fields are out there and people start connecting. As you were talking with these youngsters, a lot of these youngsters are coming in, they're awakened, more and more so. I never seen this like 10 years ago. And it's happening more and more and more. The youngsters, they're so awake. It's just beautiful and magical to see that. People doing 18 years old, whatever, younger, jumping in master fast. I wish I started even at that age. But anyway, it was all for purpose. Just amazing to let it all unfold and see where it takes us. But, I'm on a master fast myself now. I started on Monday. Is it? So, we'll see where it goes. It's been a while since I did.
You were fasting last Sunday, I think. Yes, you broke it.
I have it in my phone, but anyway, I don't just jump in and continue. Let it happen. But Rana's on master fast.
Yeah, I'm on a massive fast now, day 9 today. So I start on the 2nd of February. And it's nice. It's nice. It's easier than master fast weekly. Yeah. It's surely easier than eating. Even 1 day a week. Even 1 day a week is too much. You will realize this when you do master fast weekly for some time. You will realize that it's much easier to fast than to eat even 1 day a week. And then when you just do the full master fast again, you really appreciate the master fast fully, full master fast.
Yeah, well, you're still going to get pretty good results doing a master fast, eating 1 day a week. But you're putting the body through stopping the fast and starting again and stopping the fast. So there's a few days in there where the body's not really in a elimination mode. When you're on a zero digestion, it's in elimination mode. Bang, 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 bang. And
exactly. There's no interruption.
Look what Myron's doing. He's showing us things that, wow. He's putting on muscle in master fast. He's almost 2 years. He's not going back to food.
Yeah, he knew that from day one, remember?
He committed right from day one. He says, I'm not going back to food. And he's making it happen, guys. He's taking it further than any of us. By far. And what he's been through, my goodness gracious. Poor little fella. It's just awesome. He's so inspiring of what he's doing. I wish we can help him more. It's just amazing. Awesome. Robert, how are you doing?
Wait, Lisa has a question.
Oh, yeah, where?
She's asking, what's both your intentions with the master fast right now? What are both of your intentions with master fast right now?
My intention is, it's my lifestyle. And I'm always jumping in and out, dry fasting all the time. It's just when I feel that it's time to just leave food alone completely, you go on the full master fast and see where it takes me. My basic intention for myself is to one day completely get off food. When I'm ready, it'll happen. It won't happen before. You know, we can't force these things. But over the last, since I started the dry, over 4 years now, yep. It's always been a gradual increasing. You know, I started with 24 hours a week, went to 36 hours a week, went to 2 days a week, went to 3 days a week, which are where I'm at now. So it's a gradual thing, slowly adding the dries every week. And then the season changes. I just go as long as I can go. This last season change was at Christmas. Was the first time I didn't do a long one. I think I only did 4 days in the Christmas time. That's the first time in a long time. But
because I was with you.
Yeah. So you know, guys, we can't
bad influence.
We can't force these to happen. You know, when you're on dry, you know, it starts feeling really good, and people wanting to push it. It's not good. Not on a master fast. We've seen a few people dry themselves out. Literally, what starts happening is you start drowning within your own filth because the body is just too overwhelmed to move it out of the body. V equals P, take away O. Just memorize that formula. This should be your mantra. When you get into that elimination mode, because our bodies are so plugged up with foreign substances that the body doesn't even recognize, like chemicals, et cetera, whatever. Body will start storing this stuff in certain ways, and only time it's going to come out, especially all this stuff we can't recognize, is through fasting. Who was posting recently? Somebody posted about they had damage in their mouth, tongue or something, jaw, from a dentist injecting some anesthesia, and they couldn't taste and they couldn't feel their tongue, and she started on a master fast for, I don't know what it was, 2 weeks or something. She started getting all the feeling back. You know, people say it's damage. It's not damage. It's obstructions. So the body in fasting mode, it's capable of dumping those obstructions. This is the magic. There is no magic. This is the way it works. Who cares how it actually works? But that's what's happening, that the obstructions are coming out and the functions start repairing themselves. That's all it is. It's really that simple. So in the cases where, you know, people are jumping in, even though they've been on fruit, whatever, 1-2 years, they're still plugged up because they haven't fasted. So they get on a fast, and then the deep stuff starts loosening up, and the organs and glands are just too overwhelmed because they're plugged up too, and you start drowning in your own filth. And the first signs, nausea, the vertigo, the dizziness, you can't keep things down, and then the juice becomes too sweet. These are signs that you need to watch out for. If you're experiencing any of those signs, you're not putting enough fluid through you, juices, and you're not doing enough enemas. This is very, very key, and we've reinforced and learned so much more from so many people doing the master fast, and that's why we've tweaked and we've changed things. The juice has nothing to do with nutrition, folks. All we're using the juice is to wash. That's all we're using the juice for. It's to wash the stuff. The body is loosened up through the fasting, through that stage of being in elimination mode. We need to wash, and we dry, wash, dry, wash, dry, wash. So the daily dries on master fast, you know, we don't want people to push on those days every single day. We want enough drinking window that they're drinking at least 2 to 3 liters, especially the newbies. And then you have your weekend, every week, you know, you do an extra squeeze, and then every month you do a stronger squeeze, which we go for the 3 days. So we want that effect. If you're drying, all of a sudden you're drowning in your own filth because you dried yourself out. because the average person is 20 to 30% dehydrated at the cellular level. Believe it or not. So how can you hydrate a body in a few weeks? It's not going to happen in a few weeks. It's going to take months and years to turn that around. And the way we've set out and structured Master Fast, it's very sound. It works great, works amazing, works wonderful when people follow the protocol and keep it as a lifestyle. And then once they come out, they stay on mucus-less, minimal eating with a dry fasting schedule. It's that simple. There's no rocket science here. So we need to have patience, which we've been conditioned that we take a pill and your headache goes away. That's the problem. That's the challenge. And people come into this type of family that we have and expecting those kind of things to happen. No, our magic pill is a few years being on this program. That's the magic pill. Years. And it's going to unfold as long as it takes. And we embrace the downs, and we jump for joy. And then because we know that the next ups are going to be even more joyful. So we just ride the waves. That's all it is. It's a wave, and it keeps going up, meaning, we slowly are getting better and better and better. Like, my goodness, everybody should read Kelly's testimonial that she just put up. Like, she really detailed it through all the years, what happened to her. It's just a beautiful testimonial of how much, from how much she was suffering and how she turned it around over the years, slowly but surely, and continuing to turn it around. We all have work to do. Who cares? How long is it going to take? Doesn't matter. Persistence, consistency, just get it done. Don't worry about it. Because once you have the trust and the faith, that, let's put it this way. If you've done 108 days on Master Fast and you don't know the power of what your body can do, I don't know. I don't know what to say, because there's so much that happens. People forget very quickly about all their pain and suffering when it's gone. I've noticed that. They go through 108 days and then they go back to foods that they're not supposed to eat, and then they start complaining. Well, go read your testimony. Remember what you had. You had this, and the other thing. Now you're going off track where you're not eating what you're supposed to be eating, and you're complaining about these things coming back. Well, what's changed? You're eating. You went back to things you're not supposed to eat. And this is the challenge for a lot of us, right? The food times. This is where we all create our imbalances, through emotional eating. We're all emotional eating. I don't think anybody really eats for hunger. It's not true hunger, anyway.
Yeah, that's why when we're clean, we're not ever hungry when we're clean.
Yeah. Thank you, Ryan Gino, for putting a link for the book Door of Everything on the website. Peter and I know this book in hand, and Master Fast feel it's our way to live behind the old story and bring you into reality. Which book you talking about? I don't remember. Door of Everything. Which book was that?
Door of Everything. We noticed it was on a link on the website now. It's a book.
Is that
the Door of Everything? Do you know? Well, we noticed it was a link on the website anyway, because we've been reading it to each other. We read it almost every day to each other, parts of it.
Oh, really? Okay, I have to have a look at it.
Very uplifting and helpful, and we find that doing the Master Fast and making Master Fast a lifestyle and starting to clean ourselves out more and more, because the Door of Everything describes that we're inside, there is a grand cosmic being. That's what we truly are, is a grand, or as a light being, just words, different words. And for me, and Peter, it feels like the more we're aligning ourselves with the Masterclass lifestyle, the more we're uncovering I'm uncovering my inner grand cosmic being and starting to actually be able to see what that means going forward. Yeah, and like even, up until fairly recently, I was still like, oh, leaving these things behind, like, feeling a little bit sad, I have to let go of this. But now it's like none of it feels like losses anymore, because it feels like the future that I've been looking forward to is becoming reality. I'm being able to start to really see this reality, this new reality that is coming. Does that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas before, I was still wanting to hold on a little bit to the past, which is the 3D material. You talk about the like matter state, yeah. So that was kind of like there was still parts of me wanting to hold on to that matter state. But now the other state, I don't know what you call it, spiritual state or whatever, I'm beginning to see how it actually, start to see it as a real thing, from my becoming uncovered self, my intuition. It feels almost like there's a real solid connection into that new next dimension, whatever you call it, and for instance, when Peter was saying about we made a last minute kind of decision to deliver those herbs, and take that 3-hour trip. It was a nice day, and we'd done sort of quite a bit of work first thing in the morning, got things going, done the things we needed to do, packing herbs or whatever. And we just made a last minute decision to go down and deliver these herbs. And it was incredible, because this lady that we delivered the herbs to, she was beautiful. We made such an incredible connection. But I felt like we could actually very easily be very close to the state where we could deliver those herbs like that. Yeah? Be here 1 minute and then be there the next minute. Yeah? I think we're getting, there's going to be a time when we're in that state, because we are grand cosmic beings inside. What we're offering, my faith in that is being made stronger, and a lot of that is to do with the masterclass, with cleaning out and letting go of the master state. Makes sense. I know a lot of what I say sounds crazy. I know what I mean. Anyway, I'll shut up now.
No, you don't have to shut up.
I love that. I mean, it's very true. It's very true. I feel like, when we master fast, when you say to somebody who's eating that you're fasting, they kind of feel sorry for you, because they feel that you are missing out. But the truth is, I mean, you were eating before, so you know it. You know how it feels, right? The truth is, now you have abundance, right? Less is more again. Yeah, you're letting go of the food, and you have freedom for the first time. You're not hungry. You're not attached to the food. You can let it go, right? Yeah.
Yes. Oh, thank you. You put it so beautifully.
Yeah, I totally relate. Yeah, I totally relate with this. I feel the lighter we go, the more free we become.
Yes. Yes.
The magic unfolds.
Yes. Thank you.
We have Artie. We haven't seen you in a while. We're just shooting the breeze. It's awesome. We've we've had so many amazing stories. It's just overwhelming sometimes as well. Already you're here yourself. My goodness gracious, what you've gone through.
Bima has a question. Bima, you can unmute yourself.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Aloha. I don't really have a question. I just wanted to say something to add to what you were saying. To me, Master Fast has done, even though, you know, I may have fasted and done things in the past, Master Fast has recalibrated my mindset to a completely different perspective about lifestyle and abundance and moksha, liberty, freedom. And when I was younger, I was in a profession where we all had to keep our weight down. So we'd always think, oh, we'd have to starve. The idea of having to be without food. But in those experiences, I had absolute euphoria. I felt really good not eating. But everyone around me would always talk about, oh, I can't eat that, or I can't eat this. And all these people that talk about being hungry and starving, when the truth of the matter is that we are not that. The truth is that we are abundance. We are everything. We are the ultimate expression of creation. And in that light, this Master Fast has really given me a completely different perspective about that, about eating, that it's not a state of deprivation when we're cleansing. It's truly a state of enlightenment. It's this process of enlightenment. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I can't tell you. I just, even in this post-Master Fast process, it's just like I'm allowing my soul to speak for the first time in a very long time. And I'm being asked to do very radical things, or what I thought was radical 30 years ago, 20 years ago, even 5 years ago. But now it's this tapping into the palpable experience of unlimited potential. That's so awesome. That's so awesome. I can't say enough about it. But it's the mind. And everybody around is so convinced that we're doing without. Somebody now is putting a patent on water.
What?
Yeah, Nestle. Nestle Corporation is tapping into the water resources of South America. And so they want to, and it's like, what are they doing? It's ridiculous, but they keep on appealing to expressing the need that we need all this food, we need all these nutrients, we need this, we need that, when in truth, we are everything and we don't need a bloody bit of it. We don't need anything because we are fully that. And boy, I'm telling you, thank you, Gino. Thank you, Rana, for this. I can't tell you, this has just changed my life in so many ways. I wish I could, it'd be a book.
Yeah, thanks for sharing, because this is the way we can inspire each other. It can't be only me. We need to hear from everybody and inspire everybody, each other. Let all the magic unfold. It's just awesome. But we've been duped, folks, to believe that we need to eat, we need to drink, we need to do whatever. And it's a very deep running program, very deep. There's people who are, the breatharian movement has been growing the last couple of years, and there's people who jumped in and killed themselves because they're just not ready. Everybody wants that magic pill now. They want it to happen. It's a process, and from what I've seen, people going through Master Fast, the amount of gunk we have in our bodies, clean out. We have a great system to do it. We can let it unfold. And when if it's supposed to happen, that you can stop eating and drinking, it'll happen. And if it doesn't, don't worry about it. Continue, because at least we know we can do it part-time, and those part-times will grow as we continue. So from eating 7 days a week to now I'm eating 4 days a week max. That's a big savings. Never mind about money, but it's a big savings on the impact on the whole environment. It's of eating.
And your own body.
Yeah, and our own body. So if everybody starts moving in that direction, the lifestyle less is more. You're going to see more and more people that will be able to leave food completely, and then a few others will be able to leave drinking altogether. Like, we have Martin, who showed us the way. He stopped food. It's almost 2 years. I think it's April is coming up to 2 years. Not far off. God bless him, man. And he's putting on weight, guys. He's put on muscle in the last couple of months. It's unreal. Just so amazing. But I don't know where are we gonna go. One day at a time. One day at a time. Just let
Brian is asking, any news on Master Fast Island?
Master Fast Island.
Always in our dreams.
Yeah, well, within we have our Master Fast Island. Anywhere you are, there's your Master Fast Island. To manifest it in a matter state for people to get together, that would be lovely. But honestly, it's within. And if you're happy right where you are, it doesn't matter where you are. You can be anywhere. You can be anywhere. Just go within and be content, be in peace. And there's your island. Have that sun shining within. I don't know if anybody's practiced sun gazing. When you start practicing sun gazing for a while, eventually what you start seeing is the sun from within. When you close your eyes and you get into deep meditation, and it's very bright. You'll see it right in the third eye. Just, I get a donut shaped, very, very bright light. I don't get it a lot because I don't practice sun gazing a lot anymore. But when I start getting into the deeper fasting, it comes up again. Get into the food, it's hard to bring it through. So the physical stuff affects our I don't know, our connection to spirit somehow. It does in my book. Some people say it doesn't, but I've found that the easiest way for the average person to connect is to clean up their bodies, the physical body, and have a clear connection with their spirit. There's the people who claim that it doesn't matter what you eat and they're connected and whatever. If you're connected, why do you need to eat? Why do you need to eat? Especially some of the stuff that some of these people are eating. But anyway, who am I to judge? I don't know. I just don't think that we should be eating anything and not impact any other living, beings. So for the meantime, let's cut it and reduce it and reduce our impact. And like I said, if everybody would cut their food consumption to half, what a different world this would be so quickly. Wow, half the killing immediately stops in all forms, all animals, plants, blah, 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 half. I'm eating, compared to maybe about 5 years ago, I'm eating no more than half of what I used to eat in the week's time or in a month's time or whatever. At most, I'm eating about half volume of foods. We're so addicted to that taste. It's all in that taste, that 2 seconds of little pleasure we get, and then once it goes down, it's gone. And then depending on what you eat, you feel the heaviness, and it's just that that addictive taste that we're all entrapped into. You know, there's nothing wrong with eating, nothing wrong with enjoying your food, but it's running a lot of people's lives with the belief system.
The taste is exciting, but the taste is exciting, but the food is addictive.
Yeah.
Once the food is done, you want more.
Yeah, you want that continued fix, that continued hit.
Yeah.
We believe it's going to give us more and more pleasure, and then at the end, whoa, what did I do?
Most spiritual people, you're talking about people who are spiritual. Most spiritual people, I would say, of course, in many religions, there's fasting, right? But also, most of them would eat less. They would not overeat, like maybe the average person. More, when you're spiritual, you want to be more empty, and you want to be more disciplined.
Most
in
all
control, right?
Yeah, most all the spiritual teachers in the past taught about fasting. Pretty much, all of them. I think was it Buddha was one who said you don't need to fast or something like that, if I remember correctly. But fasting, it's amazing. It's just truly amazing.
For me, I was really surprised when I first started dry fast. Complete revelation, because I was expecting it to be much harder. But I noticed after that first day of actually stopping everything, it was much easier than doing anything like juice fasting like that. And it was I couldn't get my head around that at all. It seemed to be easier for me to just switch off, and I still noticed that.
Yeah.
Quite quickly. It's a beautiful experience. And then you start to feel that an increased connection, and each of us experience it light, or for me, I feel it more as a sort of just an all-body sensation. And noticing as I get cleaner, that experiencing that light that I am is becoming more and more what I hunger for. That's what I'm hungry for. I'm hungry for that. But it's a gradual process. I can't pretend that once I start, putting stuff back in, it triggers a whole of emotional and it's interesting watching myself fluctuating from one realm, as it were, to the other. And like you were saying, to be gentle with ourselves in this journey. But it is amazing, some of these experiences, as we start to experiment with less is more. It's beautiful. And I always remember that dry fasting experience, that first one I had, and it stays with me. And it really showed, wow, I am first and foremost spirit. I am light. I am God, or whatever way you want to put it. That's what it connected me so powerfully with. And I'd done quite a bit of meditation before that, but that was a real experience for me.
The dry fasting is addictive. I don't know if that's the proper word. It's a very drawing feeling, because it's the clarity that comes in when you're dry fasting. There's nothing like it. Absolutely nothing. But as we say, once it's a lifestyle, it's not dry fasting no more. It's just your lifestyle. There's days you eat and there's days you don't, and drink, or drink either, right? It's just, but we'll associate it with dry fast so people have an understanding and so on. But it's truly tapping into the potential of living on plasma, prana, light, whatever you want to reference it as. And this is really what we're doing, because we're doing it anyway. Even when we're eating, we're still living on that energy system. The food is. I keep asking, where does your body get the energy to digest the food you eat from? Where does it get the energy? And that's something to ponder on, because it takes way more energy to digest the food than the energy you get from the food. And that's something that people don't have an understanding. They probably don't believe it. But for a digestion process, you could probably light a house for a week with all the energy your body's making. And then it's accessing, sorry, not, it's just a tremendous amount of energy. These subtle energies are infinite in abundance. Just as vast as the stars, that's where we're connecting with, all the planets and stars and galaxies and universes. Just look up at night and ponder, because that's what we're made out of. No difference. We work on the same principles as the universes. Robert's quiet.
I wanted to say something a little more about sun gazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I fortunately am in a place where I can do it every morning. But it's absolutely, it's like swallowing the sun. It's like eating prana for breakfast. So that's part of the breakfast routine, is tea and tinctures and swallowing the sun. I bring my little thermos with me to my favorite spot and sit. But the beautiful thing is, in the process, the post-master fast was a little bit more challenging for me than the master fast itself.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to figure out a plan, trying to align the dictates of my soul, trying to just work with everything. And what I found was that I had to recalibrate my brain. I had to recalibrate my thinking. So there are three phases that in the sun gazing process, there are three phases that I do. And the third phase was all about retraining my brain to work with, I can't even think of the scientific name. You know how photosynthesis in plants,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes they take pictures of plants where you see only light. So I imaged that with that being in my body and that being my food. And
Kirlian photography, you mean?
No, well, it could be. I don't know. I've seen it on Facebook, and
It shows the aura of the plant.
yes,
Yeah,
and
Kirlian.
it's beautiful, beautiful light, and it kind of goes back to, I had a death experience where I was in the light, and we are that. So it is possible that the body can be of that substance or to that subtle state of existence. But it takes a little bit of a change in a real deprogramming way. And the other thing I thought of was, the first thing that happens when we're born, we overlook the fact that we take a breath. But the first thing that we do is we're given to our mothers. And that's very primal, very, very primal. That first instinct of comfort being food or being nurtured from an outside source, and a physical source. So that in and of itself required a little bit of re-entrainment, so to speak, in relying on the prana, the energy, the light, to be all that nurtures me, everything from my bones to my blood. So it's a process. And so the post-master fast is now kind of fitting in with all of this that's coming through in the sun gazing meditations, is how am I going to work out not eating, master fast, cleansing. That's the main thing I'm getting, is cleanse. So anyway, I just felt to share that because to me, the sun gazing, no matter what, is a very integral part of this process, at least in my experience. And it has enhanced it in so many ways, in realizations and again, in just experience in my brain, in my mind, in my nervous system, in my body. And so, just wanted to share that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just let it unfold. Embrace it and let it happen. Sun gazing is amazing. I did the whole HRM method, starting at 10 seconds, adding 10 seconds a day, and went up to 45 minutes, and then subtracted 1 minute a day, back down to 15. Took me, I think it was like 13 months or so here in Toronto because we don't have a lot of sun. And it was just an awesome experience with his method. After you do that, you don't need to do it daily anymore. You just do it occasionally, a couple times a week, or he suggests to walk barefoot for 45 minutes a day if you can, and to continue absorbing the energies of the earth and the sun. So anytime now, I can go out in the middle of the day, sun's at 12 o'clock noon, and I can look at it. I'll maybe take me a few minutes, and I can stare right into it. We had the solar eclipse not too long ago. I was in my backyard watching it. I don't suggest anybody do this. You'll do damage if you have not done progression of proper sun gazing to get used to it. So I wouldn't recommend anybody doing it unless you want to take your own risks. But it's pretty amazing what can happen. Sometimes my eyes will go blurry when I'm fasting and stuff. I'll just go do some sun gazing and they clear up. Not long, 10, 15 minutes, and that's it. It's just awesome. But, the whole senses of the sun feeding us, I've made a post a while ago. We should. It would be beautiful to turn it around, and when you do the sun gazing, give the sun an offering. Turn it around. It's not what we can take; it's what we can give, and then you're allowed to open up and receive whatever you need. This is the basis of creation, right? You have to give in order for things to start happening. In creation, 1 + 1 = 3, right? You have a male, female, and then a child. 1 + 1 = 3. Sun gazing is magical, very magical. You can do sun gazing with your eyes closed, and you can do it for many hours with your eyes closed. But if you're going to go into sun gazing, do your research and stuff, and do things slowly, progression, consistency, persistency is the way to do it. And you can't jump in and be a sun gazer and it's all done. Just like fasting, you gotta put the effort, the time. You gotta pay the price to allow the body to adjust, just like we do when we change diets and when we fast and stuff. It's no difference. But it's a beautiful, very pleasant feeling when you're sun gazing. Once you get into it, it's just amazing feeling. I did it through the winter, standing outside in the cold. Once you start getting up to 30, 40 minutes, I did most of it I could barefoot, but when it was those minus days, it was tough to do barefoot. So it's interesting, though, all the different things that we can utilize. But sun's one thing. We can do tree gazing, we can do flower gazing, we can do animal gazing, we can do people gazing. It's all about field interaction. So we all have nanoparticles within our being, probably trillions and trillions of them, and each one is the potential of the sun. and every life form has that. So we don't need to only, work with the sun. We can interchange these fields with anything that's alive. It's all around us. It's just, we're flooded with all this beautiful light, prana energy, the plasma. Let's start focusing on giving more. This is how the magic happens. This is how Master Fast came to be. I just started sharing with no intent except to help people as much as I could, and it just started unfolding magically, and grew more than I ever thought it would. But it's just the magic started happening. People started jumping in after trying to tear me down with cooked juice and so on and so forth for many months. The people, a few of you were from the start. I remember it was funny. That's all people were focused on, the cooked juice. But it was fun. It was fun. Let's see where it takes us. We've learned so much, and we'll keep learning, and we'll keep learning.
I have a question, Bima. What's your lifestyle now? And you shared a little bit, right, on the post-master fast. What's your lifestyle now, and how do you see yourself progressing? You probably want to go even lighter, from my feeling. Yeah.
Well, with your guidance, it was very, very helpful, especially in the post-master fast. So for 3 days, I just do monomeal simple fruit. 3 days, I do master fast. 2 days, I'm doing colon feeding. I wanted to go for the 9, but boy, that's rough. But 2 days is really good, and then dry fast. And then I break the fast. So it's like a 9-day cycle, and that's what I'm doing now. And every morning, I have a sadhana. Sadhana is a Sanskrit word for practice. I'm kind of used to that, but I do meditation, and my meditation is based on nad, which is sound. And I do sound work with the sun gazing in the morning. So tea and tinctures in the morning with the sun. That's my breakfast. And usually, whether I'm doing master fast or eating, it's around 11 o'clock. And from 11 to 3:30, 4 o'clock is when I'm sipping. And I usually have lately it's been a lot of grapes. That's all I'm eating is grapes. And sometimes I make a fruit drink with grape juice and lemon or apple cider vinegar, a dab of cinnamon, and throw fruit in there. And that's one of my eating days. Otherwise, it's straight master fast for 3 days. So that's what I'm doing now. And skin brushing, there's this practice called Ishnan, and I know that the master fast you do recommend skin brushing as well. But Ishnan is about skin brushing and then doing cold, then hot and cold, and hot and cold shower, alternating that, because I do have a situation with my circulation, and that's helping immensely. I used to do Ashtanga yoga, which is a very vigorous yoga. Mm-hmm. But when I closed my ashram, I decided that I was going to go very gentle. And so I was doing very gentle. I was doing the Hatha series of the Ashtanga yoga. Then I found I just didn't want to do it anymore. I just didn't, I just didn't feel it. And I started doing aerial yoga. Well, aerial fitness, he calls it, but it's very much like yoga. So you're tipping upside down and doing asanas upside down in a hammock.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. and totally enjoying it, feeling the benefits of that tremendously. So that's what it's like. And Rana, I have to travel for work, and I've just gotten my equipment together to take everything. So I've got this little suitcase with my master fast and my hammock and everything. But it's a little extra challenging to be on point every single solitary day. No matter how I feel, I'll either do pranayam or something to get the life force moving in me. As far as the goal is concerned, in a sense, there's a vision as opposed to a goal. And that being, I felt this when I was a little girl. I had these feelings of being able to live on herbs and air. And, when you're young, you don't think of prana or mana or any of that. It's just that, oh my gosh, I breathe and I feel so good when I breathe. And my grandmother, well, both of them are foreigners, but my one grandmother would have all this licorice tea get sent to her, and chamomile, the real chamomile tea. And I just loved it. And I thought, I could live on this, So that more or less is where I feel my soul is directing me. And there's really no turning back. A few times, a couple bites of feta cheese or something here and there, but I go ricochet right back into fruit. So in some way, by a blessing of the universe and timing and whatever it may be, that this is just perfect timing, and it's happening so gracefully. Not saying it isn't challenging, but it's just full of grace. And that being indicative of the fact that it perhaps is the right thing. I'm doing the right thing now. And noticing a difference in my voice, noticing a difference in how I've done a couple of things since I started Master Fast, but I'm not doing a lot of things getting out there quite yet because I'm not feeling 100% aligned quite yet.
Your voice has improved because you're a singer, right?
Yes, chanter, and I completely different energetic frequency. I did a recording in the studio. Oh gosh, I have to think about maybe about a month ago, and Pierre, he just couldn't believe what was happening. And there's the polyphonic stuff, the multiple sounds and the harmonics that come out of the voice, and the harmonics are so much clearer now. And so I just know that something's got to be done with the instrument, and actually looking at conducting healing concerts, but I don't want to call them healing concerts.
Right, spiritual concerts.
Yeah, spiritual concerts, using sound and teaching people the fundamentals of sound and the voice, et cetera, which I do, but now it's taken to a different level. So the vision is basically, I know it's going to take time, and I am approaching it from a soulful foundation rather than a willful foundation. So when it's time for me to kick back on the grapes and, the mono fruits and things, and I'll just pull that, bring Master Fast in, and just ease into it. So that's the objective. I would love to just live on herbs and air and grape juice. I'm addicted. I hate to say addicted, but I really like it now. At first, it was so sweet. Oh my gosh, I couldn't handle it. It was just too much. And then after a while, it's like, oh, this is so good.
You mean the juice?
Oh, the juice, yeah. It's just like, oh, it's really, we say, oh no, it's really good here. So that's the goal. I would like to just not have, and when I had that death experience, and I saw, when I felt I call it the realm of the thousand suns. I wrote about it a little bit. The realm of the thousand suns. It's like I know I can live in that state physically, and I know that is my contribution to humanity. It's that I am that vehicle, that instrument. And so the integrative aspect of the beingness of that and allowing the soul to dictate is, again, a completely different trajectory process than just saying, okay, I'm going to do this and do this. It's a completely different depth of guidance. So that's basically the vision, Rana. I hope I answered the question.
Yeah, I love it. Amazing.
Yeah. And it's, I feel like that's the point where that's natural for me. That's natural for me. And as things have, with the Master Fast and things have eliminated, I think I've gotten rid of half of everything I own. And it's true. It's like, okay, I don't have that much, but hey, this is, Zelda Zen now. It's like very, very, very minimal. And I'm liking it. I can breathe. I come back here and I go through the house, and it's like more furniture goes, more stuff goes, pots go, everything goes. So it's the being, I think, and I feel it's the beingness, it's the being, that the truth of the I am, or I am, is void of all of the identities, the little tentacles that reach out for anything external to fulfill something within me, and realizing on a really deep level that is not true. The truth is that I am light, and whatever emanates from that is fulfilling. Very, very would be very fulfilling for me to continue on this journey and actually, moment by moment, feel that connection and presence and communion. It's beautiful. And then give it to people in audiences, or, in the writings or whatever. It's just giving. And not to go on about things, but one other little thing is that I come across so many people that have this concerns about politics and what's going on in the world, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm just seeing it's just a mad circus, even more so now than ever, to keep people involved and engaged and distracted from the truth of who they are.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Yeah, absolutely.
And so I feel that this process, at least at this point, without a lot of talk, some people are kind of getting, especially folks that I've been around for a while, are getting that there's such irrelevance to all of that because it doesn't matter. And it's a whole different cesspool. And and there's such a choice between the truth of who you are and that nonsense, that stage play. You can either be on the stage or be in the audience or be way up in the balcony or just don't even enter the theater at all. And a lot of people don't even realize they have a choice. And that's another thing. So I'm finding that I'm less and less interested. I've been asked to write a couple of articles, but I don't feel I want to go in that direction anymore. In terms of women, supporting women, I feel that the truth of everything is non-dualistic in nature. And love has no Love really, there's the truth of love is non-dualistic. So it's difficult to even now venture into what's been done, what can be done, who needs help. The reality is that we are light. We are the magnificence of all that is. And we don't even have to think about it. So there we go. I thank you for letting me speak a little bit here. Mahalo.
Beautiful. I love it. Yeah. Peace is within, isn't it?
Oh, totally. And even the concept of peace. I just did a talk with some people at Chaminade here at university, and we're at the panel, and I couldn't even talk about peace. You have to convey peace is to be peace. And so that's what I talked about. Everybody else talked about peace in the workplace and what they can do about it. But how can you do anything about peace if you are not that? How can you talk about it? So what is it that can be created to attain that state is peacefulness, that equanimity, that riding the middle line where the triggers don't exist anymore. No. So peace is beautiful. Yeah. Getting there. I still drive.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I wish I can hug you right now, but
Oh.
sending
Mahalo.
sending you a hug.
Thank you. Thank you.
We have a Margaret and a Margaret who joined us. Hello, Margarets. Artie, you're quiet?
Hello.
Been a while. How you doing?
It has. I am great. I am great. Wonderful to see you all.
Nice.
I have
to
the
see
washing
you.
machine on in the background.
It's okay. Can't hear it.
Good.
How's New Zealand?
It's pouring and it's the middle of summer.
Oh.
But it's okay.
We've been getting a lot of snow here.
Nice. Still very warm, but we're getting lots of, I think it's the tropical storms coming through. Yeah.
You guys get tropical storms?
Sometimes, yeah. Especially on the North Island. Yeah.
No.
But I am good.
Yeah, you look great.
Chugging along.
Any thing you want to talk about?
I think the biggest thing that I've been experiencing lately is time. I am very aware of everyone around me and how important their time is. Everything is, oh, I don't have time for this, or oh, I'm running out of time, or oh, there's this set limit that everyone seems to be within, and time is an illusion. You have all the time in the world to do whatever you like, and giving away time is very hard for people, for a lot of people. So they are set in their day-to-day activities, and they need to try and justify giving away time because it's so precious to them, without realizing that time is infinity. You have all the time in the world to give. So you can give and give and give and give and give and give, because time is an illusion. And you don't have to be set in this small set 24 hours of where every minute is so important to you. It's a never-ending just what is. And that I'm really being shown that at the moment, is that I can give and give and give, because I don't have time. I don't have time, a set time. And yeah, so that's what I'm being shown a lot at the moment is, there is no set time for anything. It's just now. And right now, I can give as much as I want or as little as I want. So I can be as big as I want or I can be as small as I want. That's totally up to me. So yeah, I want to be huge. So yeah. So that's where I'm at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. How's the children?
Good. Very good. Yeah. Both doing really well.
Awesome.
Are you master fasting these days? How is your lifestyle going?
I haven't master fasted since my end of my last 108, just concentrating more on getting back into longer dries and then just going back to the fruit and then the dries. I've extended my daily dries again, just getting back up into wanting to do those longer dries. My diet is I dry fast till probably about 1 or 2 every afternoon, and then just eat maybe a melon of some sort for the rest of the day. And then I feel I'm not consciously aware of wanting to eat or that pang that comes until about between maybe 4 or 6 in the afternoon. And that's when I'm sort of reminded that I need to eat or not to need to eat. It's not really me that's talking. So my main meal is whatever I feel like within the mucus range, mucus-free range, mostly fruit. I was really happy that this time when I came off my 108, my first one, huge difference in how important food was when I came off the first 108, constantly needing to go out and harvest, be looking for food all of the time, and having huge amounts of food in the house as well to feel satisfied. This time around, the pendulum is just so much less, to where the choice to eat or not eat is there. There is not that necessity, that urging there. And I don't know whether that's just with a cleaner terrain that's come just from the more fasting. So there's not as much muck to clean up, so I'm not needing as many friends to help out, or just being further along, that cleaner body, not needing to worry about food at all, really. So I can see that it won't be far off in the future that food will drop away, and I know that's going to be difficult for my family, but that's my decision, and so see how that goes. But just
let it unfold on its own.
Yes, every day is a different day. And this time after my second 108, I stayed on mono fruit for 2 months, and that was amazing to me. After a week off the first one, I was having salads in the evening, and I have gone back to eating salads some evenings. Some evenings I'll have steamed kumara with my salad. Sometimes I'll just stay on mono fruit all day. Other times nothing. And it's all very much a choice. I can see that if I have more, it's like being in a car. The more food you put in, the heavier you're putting the brake on. And as soon as you start putting anything into into this, the brake goes on. And so if you want to feel free flowing, then nothing's got to go in. So as soon as anything goes in, that brake starts going on. So that's the choice. The choice is to go like lightning or slow right down. You can until you get to a standstill. And
your weight loss on the second one compared to the first?
First one, I lost 20 kilos, which was probably about 45 pounds, I think it is. Second one, half that. And stayed the same, probably almost halfway through, lost whatever waist I'd put back on from the first one, fell off quite quickly, and then I stayed the same throughout the rest of the whole fast. Same as when I dry fast. It takes 6 days to lose weight now on a dry fast. So that shows me and tells me that I really don't need food. When you can go 6 days without food and water without dropping a kilo, then that will expand more and more and more to where 20 days without losing weight, 30 days without losing weight.
It happens when we live it. It happens.
May I ask you something?
Sorry?
A lot of change in your irises, I believe.
Am I?
Have you noticed?
Oh, my eyes. Yes. You probably can't see from here, but it's a very big close-up. I have got tiny little bits of sulfur left around the middle, and that's about it. That's all that's left. Still got the drug deposit, little spots and things like that, but I don't worry so much about it anymore now. It's just keeping on the path, cleaning, knowing that it is going to take years. 50 this year, and this is be my Master Fast anniversary next month of 2 years of being on the Master Fast lifestyle. So, maybe 7 to go, maybe 5. Depends on how fast or slow I want to flow. So, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. You were right from the beginning when we opened the page, I believe.
I think it was about 600 on the page when I started. It was in March 2016. Yeah. And I started, day 1 was the day I joined, because I just finished a 3-day dry fast, and I thought, oh, yep, this is me. I'm into cleaning the tubes, right? Hi, everybody, day 1. That was me. I was hooked.
Awesome. Yeah. So, anything else, guys? Gals? Lisa, how's your eating going? Good?
Lisa is not talking today.
Yeah, it's
Robert, you're starting. You want to share?
Hey, yeah, sure. Sorry. Yeah, I only started today, so it's first day. I'm doing my dry. Just came back from Abu Dhabi on Thursday from my work, and I don't have to go anywhere for another 2 months. So I thought I'll spend 40 days if I can. Better than nothing. I kind of canceled one of my trips. I was supposed to go to China in March and in Europe, and I canceled my China trip so I can do this fast. So yeah, I came back Thursday. Friday, I just got some watermelon, to soak up, get some water into me, some mango, grapes, and then today this is going on dry. And because I'm doing a shorter one as well, ideally would like to do 108 days and take it easy, but because I'm doing 40 days only this time, so I think I'm gonna push a little harder than usual. What I would usually plan for a longer fast, so maybe extend my dry days and so on. Nothing too dangerous. Something I kind of enjoy pushing a little bit, so I'm gonna try to do that. And then, I have about a month to recover. I'm gonna go to Europe, and then when I come back, I like to do the full 108 days fast. And yeah, just go from there. But the reason that I'm kind of doing it is because I've really fallen off the wagon since my last fast. I did 39 days before. Felt great afterwards, right? Uh, Solved a lot of issues, uh, and I felt great, and I kind of kept my fasting going every week. And then when I came to do a longer fast again, I was ready. I wasn't really ready, and I did like 12, 13, I think 12 or 14 days. I don't remember. I think it was 2 weeks, and it was so easy because I wasn't pushing it hard, right? Because I wanted to last 108 days, so I thought, yeah, I'm gonna take it easy now. And those first 2 weeks were so easy. I got a little cocky, and when I was with my friend, you know, my friend that smokes a lot, and he's kind of the only guy that I hang around with, and he's much older than me as well. So I kind of thought it wouldn't be a big deal just to have a joint to myself, just enjoy a little bit because I was getting really deprived from all the sensations like food and whatever I wanted to have. And when I had that smoke, it was really nice, but kind of ruined my fast because I ended up thinking too much and I ended up, you know, making up excuses in my head and just had some food and it's just like, I'll do it later. And then, since 6 months later, I'm eating meats and I'm just eating 3 times per day and just like stuffing my face. And oh yeah, I'm gonna do my fast later, but it just never came to it. So now since Christmas, I've been off the meat and I cleaned up my diet. And yeah, I'm jumping back into the master fast system, and I really like to adapt lifestyle properly because I have plans. I want to go back to Thailand. I need to clean up my body pretty good. I don't want to be catching dengue fever again because it's quite dangerous. So I need to be on a very very clean food like fruits and do a lot of fasting. Also, I still have my heart giving me problems, which like I have a condition that's called Wolff Parkinson White syndrome, and it's basically what it is an extra pathway where the pulse finds its way back where it shouldn't to where the what call it where the pacemaker makes pulse right in your heart, and then electric shock finds its way back, and then it creates it makes the heart go really fast, kind of spasm out. And so it could be quite dangerous. But I don't really know how Master Fast could really fix that, but I have faith, right? So I don't have much choice, and I don't think any other way to do it. So I think I believe Master Fast, lifestyle could fix it.
Consistency and persistence. This is the only way you're going to do it. You can't jump on a fast and go back to your old ways. Nothing's going to happen. You need to be consistent and persistent and live it. But the massive fast will not fix anything. It's your soul that's going to do the work. You just got to reconnect. Clean the pipes, reconnect, let it happen. We need to embrace these times. Anytime you have any issues with the heart while you're fasting, 99% of the time it's chemicals and or drugs that you've ingested or through the environment you've taken in. And as
I
they're
have no issues with my heart while fasting. It's all perfect. It's when I start eating again, it's when it comes back. My problem with my heart. So just I know what I need to do, but once life gets good again, you're like, yeah, I'll do it later. But yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that again. Falling off
yeah.
very badly.
Only you can decide how to live their life. Nobody can do it for us. We have to make those choices for ourselves. But it's good that you're sticking around. You know what's happening. You have the focus that you're going to jump in again. You started again. And for some people, they're going to fall off the wagon a few times before they say, okay, I think I've learned enough. Let me put more focus into it and let me live the lifestyle. Because that's what it takes. It's a lifestyle. we keep beating ourselves up. We're addicted to pain. We're addicted to pain, suffering, misery. Otherwise, we wouldn't be in that state, right? We do it to ourselves all the time. And when we've had enough, we stop. You stop hitting your the hammer on your hand. It hurts. Oh well, let me stop that. Okay, it feels better. So that's what it is. What we do with our dietary choices, we're punishing ourselves, and it's all tied to the emotional body, which we have to allow that cleansing to happen as well, and get the stagnation moving, so we can be more at peace, more balanced with the emotion. This is where everything starts. It's all on the emotional side. The physical is just the effect in matter that we see, but everything's on the light side. So for whatever reason, we're here to learn certain things and different experiences. Eventually, some of us will get it, and we'll continue, and we'll, stay on the path. It's if we had a quicker way, it would be nice, but we don't have all the reasons why all these things we need to experience. But there is a purpose, a greater purpose. The time will come, I guess, when we understand it. Like when I look back at my life and how it all transformed, and all the things I've done. Everything that I went through, all those experiences were all for a purpose, to be able to be at this time and help people. It's pretty interesting the way it all happened, but it was great. It was a great experience. Wouldn't change it. It was all for purpose.
Robert, I have 40 days would be amazing to clean you up. But the most important thing I would say would be to get into a mini master fast. You can make your own, and just practice fasting and breaking, because this is the best way to get it. You don't have to do 108 days and then fall off a little bit, and then you do another 108 days and then fall off. Do the shorter ones. You can do the shorter ones. So do the 40 days to clean your body up, and that will help you. And then choose maybe eat a few days a week.
Yeah. Well, my plan is to. So while I'm doing the master fast, is three things, right? Clean the body. So like Gino has always said, kind of purging, like a sponge, getting dry and then soaking up, washing away, and going dry again. So that's one way, and then like thermal massaging, so going from hot cold, and then also massaging the body, doing stretching and all of that. So kind of covered from three angles, how you want to say it. And 40 days, just because what I can squeeze in now will work, and then after that 100. I really want to do 100 days. I really want to do a long one, just for myself, And then after that, I would like to just do as shorter fast weekly, like that. I'd do 9 days off, 9 days on, or something like that. Or, try different things, see what works for me, what I like the best, what suits my lifestyle, and go with that. But I want to try out as much as I can, see what kind of fits in for me best.
Yeah, make it work for you.
Yeah, you fell off from the first one, and you got to be real careful now for when you gotta stay really focused for when you break your next one, no matter how long it is. We don't want to be going back and forth in this yo-yo effect. Like like we said, if you want to have that cheat, there's some better ways to cheat, so we don't put the body under too much stresses. because this is where people hurt themselves. They can kill themselves when they go back to crazy things. A few people they did some truly insane things after their fast. It's not cool, you know. I remember one guy. He went.
Drinking red. Sorry.
I can't remember. He went drinking with his friends, and he says, "Oh, I wasn't drunk," and he went into a coma. You know, after a month after he broke his fast, like, you don't do these things. You know, like, what are you trying to do? He's just...
That's what I was doing. I was drinking a lot of red wine, and I just partying and stuff like that.
Make the herbal wine. Have a nice, ounce shot. you don't, you don't want to start going and drinking after you do a long fast. You don't want to. The food is going to kill you, folks. Like, just look out there. Every single death is just people are eating, pretty much.
I have a question too. Something about adaptation, right? So there's one thing cleaning your body, right, and taking stuff out, letting the body heal. But then, as you live your life, if you really like, there must be some kind of I would say, like a line or border where, like, if you really try to protect yourself too much, right, it's not good for you either, right? You know how when babies grow up, for example, and if the mother protects the baby too much from, not to get too cold and dresses him up, and don't eat that, don't do this, don't touch that, and then the baby grows up being sick all the time because he's not.
You're not. Enough. You're not. Yeah, I know where you're going. You're not. You're not getting the picture of what we're doing. We're about ultimate.
Okay.
We're about going and tapping into the infinite abundance. There's no abundance in matter. It's all limited, and it's going to just hold you back. You're not missing anything when you're fasting.
Well, I mean, so to listen to your body, you need to get, how some people say, you have to listen to your body, Well, how are you going to listen to your body? Help it up, right? If you're full of shit. How can you
exactly. Exactly.
How do you know what your body is telling you? All right. So then, you clean up, and then when you clean up and you're more sensitive, you can listen your body better. You can hear what your body is telling you. You can know what's poison, what's not. Your body will tell you because you're more sensitive. But at the same time, you become maybe I'm wrong about this. You become more weak.
According to who? According to who?
I don't know. I'm thinking out loud. That's all. According to nobody.
Your mind is just throwing these things out. Doesn't when you're tapping in within, you got everything you need, and this is where very few will actually understand that. The people that start living it, start getting it, and start understanding it. Look what Artie just shared with us. Look what Vima just shared. Look what Peter just shared with us. The Lisa's in there. We once you start doing this and living it, you will start to understand. We can talk to us till a blue in the face. The understanding only comes through the experience, is from what I've seen. And we can, like I said, talk and talk and talk. It's until you live it. It doesn't happen. Once you start living it, the answers will show up in plain sight. We're tapping into that magic, and that's really where it's at. You're not being, as you put it, overprotective. That's fear-based. We're not living in fear. We're letting the fear go. We're okay. I don't need anything. I'm free. True freedom. Don't have to eat or drink anymore. That my first feeling that really transformed me was my 12-day fast in Italy. It just, wow. No desires for absolutely nothing. That changed my life. From that point on. I gained a whole new understanding with that 12-day dry fast. Am I telling you to do a 12-day dry fast? No, but I'm telling you, if you want to work up to that, you're going to start seeing things in a whole different light when you get on those long dry fasts. But I don't recommend any newbies do the long dry fast. Work up to it for 2-3 years. I've been doing this for 27 years, and I'm in no rush. Just let it happen. It's going to happen. As you clean out those obstructions, your body will allow you to go longer and longer. And as you said, people that say, oh, I got to listen to my body, and they break their fast. Your body's plugged up. Your body's not talking to you. It's all the filth that's talking to you. It's the monkey mind that's talking to you. Once you've done 108 days, you've maintained clean mucus-free eating, done a few more massive fasts, then you're going to understand how the body talks to you. It's not really the body, it's the spirit. That's what you need to listen to, not the physicality. Physicality gets in the way and it traps us. It's the spirit we need to tap into. That's the key. And when you start tapping into that, the magic starts happening. Few of us understand what we're talking about here. The magic starts happening. And it's things that we really can't explain, but, there's the knowing. And the trust and the faith starts expanding. And the fear starts dropping. I think I shared on a video when I was in Italy. I went to my mother-in-law's, and I didn't want to stir some stuff, and I started eating a couple things here and there, and all of a sudden this fear started coming back. I'm like, what the hell's going on? It's the food, man. It's the food. It plugs you up, and things, all kinds of crap starts happening. The freedom comes without the food, without the need for feeding ourselves. It really does. And I cannot put it in words that allow you to understand until you do it yourself. And this is only going to happen over time through the experiences. I did my first 3-day dry fast. It was a bit strange. Whoa, okay, because I've never done that before. But, I was used to fasting. Then, I did my first 5 days. And the last 2 days, I could barely walk on my first 5-day fast, dry fast. And, now, you don't think about that stuff anymore. We've learned to not have the fear take control of us. Oh, you got to rest when you're fasting. Bull crap. You got to move. Watch the energy go up. This was something I'd figured out on my own, and everybody else is saying the opposite. You got to rest, and I actually pushed myself, and the energy started opening up. And a lot of you have experienced these, and especially in the dry fast. There's days that you barely get out of bed, and then you just start moving, start breathing, and whew, wow! Go for a bike ride, go for a jog, or whatever. It's amazing. How can you teach this to somebody until you've actually experienced it? I don't agree with resting when you're fasting. You're gonna when there's gonna be the days where you're gonna need more rest, but you take your naps or whatever. You go to bed earlier, you wake up later. But when you're awake, you get things moving as much as you can to get that energy, the lymph system flowing, because that's where our energy comes from, through the lymph. It's our energy system, and it's a new understanding. It's a new understanding. The Buteco breathing, guys, practice it, make it part of your lifestyle. Almost no breathing. There again, we're less is more. It's just, it goes on and on. It's all the answers are in plain sight. All the answers are in plain sight, and they'll come to you. I get information always coming through when I dry fast. All the time. It's just magical. Wow, okay, yeah. It comes to light very, very nicely. You eat, what do we think of? Eating more. And we fall in that trap, and we want to eat more and more and more, and we numb ourselves out. Start again. So the consistency and persistency is the key to anything. To You know, the repetition is the mother of skill. It needs to be a lifestyle.
Robert, also, I don't recommend that you push the dries on this one.
You don't recommend it?
Start slowly and be persistent.
Yeah. Well.
Drink enough. Drink at least 2 liters. You need to wash, especially when back to eating heavy foods. You need to wash it out. You dry yourself up.
Yeah, like I already feel it. So before, after 39 days fast, when I kind of kept doing it every week, you know, once a week, sometimes 2 days together. And for me, then was no problem. Do 3 days, 4 days, like yeah, no problem, you know, 5 days. But now that I haven't done it in a while, today is just my first day. Wow, you know, I can even last night the pain is already there. Just one day, it's come back so quickly, you know. Before it was no problem. Now, just I let go. I started eating all the shit for the last 6 months more. Like I really didn't take care of myself. And now it's the first time I do my first dry, and I can feel it straight away. You know. So yeah, I'm gonna, you know, take it easy, and I kind of know my limits. I'm not gonna push too hard.
Well, you've experienced how the food changes you.
Yeah.
And that
I'm waiting, like it's hard today, it might be hard tomorrow, and then you know day number 3, and then boom, I'm okay again. And I go toilet, it comes out, you know, dark, brown, red, whatever, and I feel great again. And I feel wow, okay, I can do 4 days, you know, and I do an extra day, and then okay, I'm not gonna maybe push too hard, but you know,
make a goal to do. make you know, having a goal, like, you know, to do what was your longest dry? 4 days?
Yeah, 4 days.
Yeah, make a goal for the future, like
yeah, like 20 day, it was 20 hours a day, so that's including sleep, right? And then like I did once a week, so I did 3 days once a week. But once I done 4 days, I felt like I could do 5 days. I didn't push it harder. But
that was on your first master fast?
Yeah.
That was a lot.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it because I was seeing results. I could see coming out of me, and I could see the difference.
Yeah, but then
yeah, it didn't last long.
You fell off.
Yeah, yeah. But I was thinking, do you think now that I'm doing a shorter fast, you know, 40 days, do you think it's okay to kind of, you know, push harder, or should I just take it easy as if it was a long fast? You know,
start like you're starting from scratch. You take it easy and plan your next one, and the next one, you know, you go a little more, and so on and so forth. And you know, in three years or so, you know, by that time, if you're continuing the lifestyle, you should be able to get into those 7-day fasts or more of dry. But we do these when we're eating. On master fast, don't push the dries. Don't push the dry, man. Stick to the schedule, basic schedule.
If you want to go deeper, do more enemas and kulimas.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
The washing is key. We need to wash out the stuff we've loosened up. You know, the colon feeding. Going for a colon feeding for you know, 9 days. You'll be surprised how powerful that is. You'll see big changes in 9 days if you do the colon feeding for 9 days.
I'm gonna do it after, and right now I already kind of made my mind to do 40 days. So
yeah, well, you know, colon feeding is, you know, it's part of master fast.
So you can do it then as well, if you want to take a few days.
You gotta put a lot of fluid each day to wash.
I mean, you can do the colon feeding with that within your 40 days.
Oh, really? I thought that's not that's kind of taken away from fast if you're putting in juices.
Well, it's a you can call it like a semi-dry because we're not taking anything from the top, and we're just washing and washing and washing. But take one day at a time. No rush. Plan your breaking now. Since you started right now, plan the breaking of the fast. What you're going to do, write it all down. When you break it, be very careful and stick to your plan. Don't sway off it for at least twice as long as the fast. So if you do 40 days, 80 days minimum is you're breaking your fast, your second phase we call it, and that's good. That's the way it is. So
I have one question on my mind. So my problem, I think, why I was sick before was, I know, it's my mind getting in the way, but still, I have a question because something's making me sick, and something is making me get worse, even more than somebody else. And my question was, when I was in Thailand, I was messing around pesticides. I got the job with the pest control company. And I believe that's what did a lot of damage because of the heavy chemicals in my body. So when I was back in eating, it only took 6 months to me get back up again so quickly. And I was thinking, why is my friends, they're eating all their lives, they're living worse lifestyle than I am. Why are they feeling okay? Why am I getting clogged up? And I was thinking, maybe, I kill off all these enzymes in my body that were supposed to do this job as keeping my pipes clean, right? So what if you used, you probably heard about Rejuvilac, which is basically, water from sprouts, which is just enzyme water, right? What if you use that in between your fasting or while you're fasting? Would that be kind of taken away from the fast because it's
we're about subtraction, not addition. You should know that by now. It's all fallacy, adding any all this stuff. We just use the herbs for support and the pudding to help suck up all the stuff that the fast has loosened up. The juices to wash. Simple. There's no magic. It's simple. It's we get all kinds of we add this and you add that and you need this and you're missing that. We've only seen magic happen by subtraction, not by addition. Addition is always through stimulation, through the body's it has to work with these different things that you put in every time, and it's just using energy to convert them. Blah 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 blah. It's not where the magic happens. The magic happens through subtraction. Lisa on her, and there was a couple other people started growing a new toenail on the master fast. Where's the nutrition to grow the new toenail? There's no such thing as nutrition. No such thing. You can believe it. For me, it's bullcrap. I don't believe in anything about nutrition. Anything that they've taught us.
My logic behind it was that most of the people doing the master fast now, they have their own enzymes, they have their own whatever working properly, where I thought what was wrong with me was because I used all these heavy chemical pesticides is what killed the enzymes inside of me, or the gland that produces enzymes is capable of producing
enzymes is another theory. Yeah, they got their microscopes and they can see things. They don't know what's going on. They're assuming. It's all assumption, theory. Blood work, dark field, light field microscopy, blah, 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 blah. I went through all this stuff. It's all fallacy. Nobody knows what's going on. It's all guessing games and fiction. And they make up science fiction. That's the real science fiction. Mainstream science is the science fiction to me. The real science is within. Live it. Connect. And you'll know the science. We're based on the same principles of how the universe works. And the universe doesn't eat, doesn't have wings, doesn't have a motor, and it continues in perpetuity in motion for perpetuity, forever. How does it do it? Where does it get its fuel? Where does the atom get its fuel? Continuously circulating within. Doesn't eat, doesn't poop. What are we made up? We're made up of atoms, which each atom is a plasma, and so on and so forth. Planets, continuously in orbit. Where do they eat? Do they poop? No. Guys, you know, it's the answers are in plain sight. It's just we don't want to see it. We're listening to our program, how we've been taught that we need this, that, and the other thing, blah, 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 and fall into that cycle that we need. And we're all enslaved to that needy. So I see it, you know, the first form of enslavement for humanity has been food. The second is paper, money, and man's laws. This is our enslavement. And, you know, I don't buy into this stuff anymore. I just focus on results. People getting results. We know what to do to get people results. That's all we need to know. We don't need to know the hows and the whys and blah, 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 blah. We just need to know how to do it. Just like computers and cars and phones and whatever, most people have no clue how they work, but they use them. So as long as we know what to do, which is within, it's programmed within us, it's fast. And, you know, when you get a cold, nobody gets hungry when they got a cold. I remember the cold. You don't get hungry, but you eat. So, you know, we're going against, you know, what's within. So, you know, Robert, just embrace what's happening, man. Let go of this guy's living a horrible lifestyle and he's living a good lifestyle. I can assure you, most people, you go in their medicine cabinet and they're full of whatever they're on and their aches and pains, you know, they're complaining. It's all around, man. I don't know anybody who doesn't complain about something that's wrong with them, that they have a challenge with in their physical health or whatever, emotional and stuff. It's pain and suffering's all over the place. You know, it's where it's at. It's learning to embrace and continuing on a lifestyle. If you think your friends are doing well, do what they do. You shouldn't be doing this. It's not for you. It's okay. It's not for everybody.
Robert, I understand that you're saying because you feel you're more imbalanced than other people on the master fast, you might need extra support, right, from outside.
It was just
Look, okay, you know what? Just look at Marine. Forget everybody else. Look at Marine. He's done the most master fast of everybody else, and he is the worst case we have ever heard of. Like, really, 4 years of chemo. You haven't done 4 years of chemo. And look, how did he balance himself with extra isolates from outside? No, he let it go, he let go, and then the body started regenerating. And that's you want to have faith, you want to have the belief and understanding. You're not going to believe it 100%, but when you start doing it, you will believe it more and more.
And he went through some of the most crazy healing reactions I've ever seen.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah, it's you're allowing the monkey mind to take over, listening to all the programs from everybody. You know, people want to choose that. It's okay. I'm not here to judge you, but in my knowing, it's all bull crap to me. All of it. Vitamins, minerals, enzymes, blah, 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 blah. Our body can make anything. Our body's continuously making CO2. What is that? Carbon and oxygen. It's making it. The air's got very little amount of oxygen, but our body's continuously making elements, continuously, all the time. Why we have deficiencies is because of the blockages and the field interactions are not clear, so we can't produce certain things. But once you clean up and remove these obstructions, things start repairing themselves on their own with nothing else. You know, how did Myron, after almost 2 years, start putting on, you know, muscle on the same program? He's not taking in anything extra. Juice, the herbs, pudding, and he has one green juice. He's on the liquid hybrid. That's what he's been doing for a long time. How does it happen? Explain it to me. Where's he getting his enzymes, vitamins, minerals from those things that we're taking in? In pets, in the animals, with the program that Michelle helped us put together. We see changes in animals very quickly, magically. It's amazing. You know, it's you know, there's no ego or whatever, and no mind in the animals. It's, you do it and things happen. You see it very, very clearly. Or in, you know, very young children, babies, you see changes happen very quickly. So we need to just open up ourselves to new understandings. It's not that we need to forget everything we've been taught. Everything we've been taught has brought us up to the point we are at now, and we just continue to add to the knowledge to expand our awareness. That's what we're doing. Because all that we've came to be up to this point was for a purpose. We wouldn't be here without all that. So you can continue holding on to that, or you can let go and allow the awareness to expand. And this is what we're doing here with everybody, and interacting and sharing on the board and all that. This is allowing everybody to expand through everybody's experiences. And it's just, you know, when you start reading people's experiences, from the ones that seem very, very bad, ugly, whatever, to the, you know, the beautiful stuff, it's amazing how we can learn from all these experiences if you pay attention. There's so many small miracles that I see that most people are oblivious to. When you're reading people's posts, there's a lot of miracles happening, a lot. And, you know, it didn't happen with adding anything. It happened through subtraction. This is listen to Artie. She lost half the weight she lost from her first 108 days. That's what happens. The body's got to get rid of the crap. Arnold Ehret was ahead of his time. V equals P, take away O. That basic, simple formula. Remove the obstructions, vitality goes up. You obstruct, the body uses so much power to try and remove those obstructions, and the vitality goes down. Food is obstructive. Fruit is obstructive. The least out of the physical foods, so that's why we stick to fruit. It's still obstructive, folks. I don't care if you're 100% fruitarian, it's obstructive. It's going to take a lot longer to obstruct the body, where if you go into the greens, it's a little more obstructive. And you get into the proteins and the fats and the starches and the dairy and very, very, very obstructive. So see where I'm going? It's about those obstructions. That's how simple it is. We want to complicate things for ourselves when they're so simple, very simple. It's not easy. The process is not easy, but it's simple. And we just have to, but we learn to love and embrace the transition of our metamorphosis actually happening through the many months and years of committing to a lifestyle change. And it'll happen organically, different for every single person. But this is why we share, because different people will connect with different people, and we'll be able to have that one thing that somebody says that, you know, opens us up to a new understanding. Because not everybody's going to be able to connect with what I'm saying. It just doesn't happen. I've been doing this for many, many years, and most people don't do it. So years ago, I just stopped I gave up helping people. Just a few here and there that would come to me. I got tired of trying to convince people. It just doesn't work. It doesn't happen. You know, or third party intervention where somebody's trying to help somebody else. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. You can do everything for somebody else. If they're not committed, they ain't gonna heal themselves. Not gonna work.
I have something to say. I used to say that Master Fast is simple, not easy.
Yeah. Exactly.
Now I changed my mind. It's simple and easy, and it's easier than eating, 100%. Maybe the first few days because of the waste, but once you get rid of a lot of it, washing your bowels, then it's much easier than eating. There is no comparison. Even 1 day a week, full Master Fast is way easier than eating 1 day a week. There's more discipline involved with eating than fasting.
We're not telling everybody to stop eating. You know, it's a process. You know, for most people, maybe 3 years, 10 years, 20 years to go through the process. Doesn't matter. Some people never stop eating until they die, but it's okay. But what we're showing and what I knew from the start, this is a process to go to the light, if you like, in this realm, in the physical matter, without eating. It's a process, and this will take you there if that's one of your goals. And it's the best one I've seen come across out of everything out there from what people are teaching for cleansing. There's nothing that I've seen that comes close to what we're seeing happen on the cleansing level. Even, you know, the people that have been dry fasting for a while, they just don't understand what we're sharing here. Yeah, you're going to get some results with dry fasting if you're just doing that and eating fruit, whatever, but it's not what we're doing. We're at a whole different level of understanding. It's not about the food, ever. The food is to help us settle our emotions, our belief system, our programming. That's all the food's there for. There's no need for physical food. Whether we're doing it or not means nothing. There are people doing it. And even if there was nobody doing it, it doesn't mean anything. Because where we come from, we didn't eat. And so, you know, the 4 minute mile, there was a time where they thought it was impossible for a human to break the 4 minute mile running. And what's his name? Bannister? Was it within a week? Other people broke it. So nobody had done it. And this guy says, I'm going to do it because it's possible. And he did it. So you can remain with the belief system that you need vitamins, minerals, enzymes, blah, 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 blah. Or you can let that go, that we've learned that stuff. And it was okay up to this point. Now we're going into, we can create whatever we need because we are doing it anyway. Whether you believe it or not, we're doing it. It's a fact. You know, we're not eating 24 hours a day. The body's gaining energy from somewhere. And the only thing holding us back from tapping into that high energy source, which is the subtle energies, is our obstructions. Physical and emotional. So start cleaning the house, magic starts happening. And when you go back to food, eat clean, enjoy it, but maintain the lifestyle, regular fasting, to allow yourself to find that balance and be able to live it. We can't just push and then crash really hard on the other side and push. And we got to try and find that balance. But I like people going for 108 days. Some people shouldn't, but I like it because of the thorough cleaning to get that start. But you need to be prepared mentally coming out. This is the key. And if you're not, maybe it's better to do some short ones to practice. 1 week on, 1 week off, or 9 days on, 9 days off, or 1 month on, 1 month off, or whatever, to practice and train yourself. This is a several-year process. It's never ending. 9 years, I say 9 years at least, but it's never ending, because as long as you want to thrive in this life, you're going to continue doing it. You're not going to say, oh, it's 9 years, it's time's up, I'm going to go back to McDonald's. But anyway, we've gone past the 2 hours, so let's call it a close unless anybody wants to share anything. And it's been a blessing. Thank you guys for joining us. And we'll see you on the page, I guess.
Thank you.
So, all right, thank you guys. And let's keep that plasma love flowing and keep inspiring each other. And who knows where we're going to go. It's awesome. Awesome watching it unfold. Thank you guys again. And we'll see you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Ron.
Thank you. Thank you.